Hello. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. It's been a while. Well, I was streaming yesterday, but it's been a while since I've done Duolingo. Looking forward to this. So, this is where we stand currently. I did do a bit of stuff last week. But let's move on to some new stuff. I'll do the blue tasks. I'll do those on my own time. But let's explore some new things. I'm just going to adjust my microphone. All right, let's get started, shall we? With About Me Part 2. Just need to make sure. Is that the correct one? Hang on. Is that coming through on the stream? Oh, I think I know what it is. Hang on. Sorry. Give me 1 sec.
Skull.
Okay, there we are. Oh, having multiple audio devices. Oh, there I go. Having multiple audio devices does sometimes mess things up. There we go. Skull is school.
Hami a gobber.
Hami a gopper. I am working. Opper.
Opper.
A gopper.
Awn yn skull.
In school. Or in the school. But there's no the. So.
Awn yn shouting.
Hello, dear. Thank you for joining me. Sheltine. That's
Shelting.
in Shetland.
Chanyeil mi awn yn Dundee.
I am not in Dundee. Dundee. Dundee.
G.
Dundee.
Awn yn Dundee.
G.
Dún.
G.
Dundee.
Hamadi on the streelai.
Mary is in, I think that's Stirling.
Streelai.
Streelay.
Opit.
Opbird.
Opit. 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 Opit.
Ha mi a gopad yn draste.
I am working now.
Drasta.
Or just now.
Ha Dundee alwyn.
Dundee is lovely.
Ha Callum on the shouting.
Callum is in Shetland.
Chanyeil mi awn yn shouting yn ish.
Chaniel me, I am not in Shetland at the moment. There we go.
Awn yn Dundee yr eist.
In Dundee again.
Riest.
A riist.
Y fil iawn yn streelai hast.
Is she in Stirling still?
Hami on the streelai riest.
I am in Stirling again. A riist. Oh. Can you see that alright? Little flexy bird. Might have to move it over a little bit. 1 sec. Doop doop. There he is. Just peeking out. Vel u ag opper. Opper. There we go. Ha mi
Me.
ag opper.
Opit.
En draste.
Drasta.
And draste. Yeah! Another perfect one. 4-day streak. Good stuff. Because I had to use one of my freezes. Alright, let's alternate these. That has 5 lessons, that has 5 lessons. So we'll do 5 from... we'll do 5 from... About Me. Then... No, we'll do 1 from About Me, then phrases, then body, and we'll just alternate like that until we get... back. Sound good? Okay, we'll do that.
Diolch.
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 Isht.
Hush? Ish.
Isht.
That's why people from the north say wisht. Shut your wisht. Hamiag iri. Diolch. I am wanting a drink.
Miel danaiach.
Meow.
Miel.
Oh, that's just congratulations.
Naiach. Miel.
Enjoy your news.
Naiach.
That's a nice way of putting it. Enjoy your news.
Hagma. Tahbale.
Haguma.
Gu. Ha.
Oh, it's
Ha.
well, thank you. That's what you say if somebody asks, how are you? You say, Haguma tapalat.
Kimarahau.
Kimmer
Haguma.
Ha-u.
Ha.
No. Ahahu. Ha-gu-ma.
Ma.
There we go.
Jihadol. Chanil Kal.
What's going on? Nothing at all. Chaniel Karl. Yeah.
Kal. Il. Kimarahashiv a hitchad. Ha gudoyal.
Ha-gudoyal. Is that really well?
Doyal.
Gudoyal. Okay, that's nice.
Diolch.
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 To drink.
Isht. Ian.
Quiet, Ian.
Isht. Una.
Hush, Una. Why are we telling everybody to be quiet?
Ha joch akam.
I have a drink.
Scanyal. Meltaneach.
Brilliant. Congratulations.
Gleva. Meltaneach.
Very good. Congratulations. Mialdaneach.
Kimarahau and Jew. Ha gudoyal.
How are you today? A Jew is today.
Jew.
Really well. Excellent. Come on, bird. Show me what you got. Kimmer aha
Ha.
shiv.
Shiv.
Olive.
Olive.
Ha
Ha.
gu ma.
Ma.
J
G.
ha
Ha.
dol.
Dol.
Andraste.
Rasta.
Chaniel Karl.
Cal.
Perfect. We did it.
Bial.
Beal.
Chanil grante Icher.
He is not grande.
Grande.
Grande. Ugly at all.
Hami mul.
I am
Mul.
bald.
Brolach moor.
Broloch. A
Brolach.
big chest. A broad chest.
Falt. Arling.
Falt is hair, isn't it?
Falt.
Lovely hair.
Falt. Do. Do.
The black hair.
Mul.
Merle.
Mul.
Merle.
Chanel iet grante.
They are not ugly.
Bial.
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 Vil ein grante.
Is Ian ugly?
Brolach big.
A small chest.
Ha bial mór aige.
Bial. More. Eike. Akamakad. Eike. Okay, that's he. Oh, there wasn't even a thing to choose from. He has a big mouth. Bit rude of you to say.
Ha mi múl hast.
Merle hast. Hast is still.
Hast.
Okay. I am still bald.
Chanel mi múl hast.
I'm stretching and hydrating. Oh, and posture checking. Wow. Okay, excellent. Whew. I've got a big cup of water for today because that's a lot of hazelnuts. I need to think up some better redeems.
Bial big.
The small mouth. Avel Ian
Ian
Grande.
grande.
I don't really have any dark secrets. I mean, obviously, I'd rather avoid giving out personal information on stream, to be honest. But also, even if I did have secrets, they wouldn't be terribly interesting. Chan Yel Ied
Iet
Merle. Oh, Ground. Oh. Oh, well, it's giving me a mulligan. Chan Yel Ied Ground.
grande.
Merle is bald, I think. Oh, I was nearly there. Well, I still got 15 experience points for that. Okay. Hospital.
Hospital.
Hospital. I like that.
Ha Canada gléif o'r.
Canada is very big.
Ha mi a fyddach awn yn sasyn.
A furach, I think that's
Fudach.
live. Okay. I am living in England. Sassin.
Is stelum in je raad.
I like Stolum.
Inje.
Oh, just air.
Aar.
I like air.
Awn yn Ubrain.
In Aberdeen, where I went to university.
Ha mi gubber aan de narkef.
Hamia Gopper aan den Arkev. I am working in Orkney.
Ha awn yn Arcyf.
Argyf.
Ha mi awn yn Oldhau hast.
I am Hast is still
Hast.
still in university.
Lium.
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 Lame.
Lium.
Lium.
Ha mwyle gléif o'r.
Mull is very big. Not quite as big as Canada,
Müller.
but still up there. Like on the scale of big things, number 1, Canada. Number 2, Mull.
Ha donation gléif o'r.
Number 3, Edinburgh. Edinburgh is very big.
Ha mi a fyddach awn yn donation.
I am living in Edinburgh.
Ha mi a gwpeth awn yn
I'm receiving a raid. Welcome, raiders. It's Starry. Thank you for joining us. We're just stumbling our way through Gaelic course on Duolingo. Hope you're doing well. How's everyone this evening? I am working in Aberdeen.
Ha mi an an hospital east.
I am in hospital again.
Riest.
Riest. Is
Is
dol loom.
loom.
It's inner ear.
Ar.
R. It's the long vowels that out. Oh, and thank you for the follow as well. Ha
Ha.
mi
Me.
ag opper awn yn
An.
argyf.
Argyf.
Argyf. We've got another perfect. Oh, look at me. Look at how excellent I am at language. I know how to tell people I live in places that I don't live in, and that I work in places I've never visited.
Matting va. Y vil Gaelic agad.
Good morning. Do you have Gaelic?
Ha Gaelic agam.
I have Gaelic. Is that... That's not normally the way we would say that in English, is it? You wouldn't say you have a language. You'd be more likely to say, I speak a language. Is that... I don't know, is that common in other languages? Saying that you have the language rather than just being able to speak it?
Hangers the sackum.
I do not know. I have no idea. Or I have no knowledge.
Ha Fisagam.
I know.
Kimmer a Hashev. Ili agus Elisach.
How are you, Ellie and Elizabeth?
Can shen a riest ian. Ha bekan Gaelic agam.
Say that again, Ian. Say it again, Sam. I have a little Gaelic. Becken being a little.
Bekan. Can shen a riest. Ha bekan Gaelic agam.
Same deal.
Agam.
Hello, ha Gaelic acum.
Hello, I have Gaelic.
Isht. Isht.
Isht.
Fisker ma. Y vil Gaelic agad.
Good afternoon. Do you have Gaelic?
Chanel Fisagam ichid.
I do not know at all. Ichir, meaning
Ichir.
at all. Good word. Chaniel fis acum
Ha mi
ichir.
snok. Agus ha Gaelic agam.
I am nice, and I have Gaelic.
Scanyal. Ha Fisagam anish.
Brilliant. I know now, or I now know.
Ili agus Anna. Hashev Arling.
Ellie and Anna, comma, you are lovely. Arlene.
Ian agus Andra. Hashev snok.
Ian and Andrew, you are nice. Show me what you got, little bird. Tapalat
Le.
ha fis
Fis.
acum anish.
Nish.
Yes. Catchavel
Vil.
Ian.
Ian.
Chaniel
Chil.
fis
Fis.
acum.
Agam.
Bum ba ba. Alright, let's move on to body. Lesson 2. Chin. Chin.
Cewn big.
That's a small head, right?
Ciao.
Kiaun. Yeah. Ha mi gu ma chin. I am really ill.
Cewn gorch.
A sore head. I remember these ones.
A vilw falain.
Are you presumably healthy? Yeah.
Falain.
Yn tutan grate agus yn tutan bria.
Tuten. Oh, okay.
Utan.
Oh, okay. The ugly face and the pretty face. Pretty sure that was a Charlotte Bronte novel.
Utan gorch.
A sore face? A sore face. Okay.
Ha cewn môr ort.
You have a big head.
Chin.
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 Bial gorch.
A sore mouth? Biel.
Biel.
Yeah.
Gost.
Gosh.
Gost.
Brolach gorch.
Brolach is the chest. A sore chest.
Ha mi falain.
I am healthy.
How gyma falain.
You are really healthy.
Yn cewn agus yn bial.
The head and the mouth. Ooh, a nice face. Faline. No.
Falain.
Faline. Has to be that. Faline snock.
Snock.
No, Erden. Snock.
Snock.
Right? Yeah. Erden snock. Of.
Ulf.
Ha.
Ha.
Sheen.
Sheen.
Ill. Is Erden ill? No. Boch. Cheen. Hashin Cheen. Right, and let's cycle back to About Me. About Me 2, Lesson 3. Why has it been so slow today? Why has it been so slow? Come on. Come on, Duolingo. I want to learn all your knowledge. Give me a second. Let me try shutting some of my programs down. Apparently we're doing all right. Okay, we'll try this. I just gotta remember which, there we go. Zoop. There we go. Right. Okay, let's try this again. Come on, Duolingo. Give me your knowledge. There we go.
Han mugge eike.
A mugge. A mug.
Muka.
She has a mug.
Coffee aan een mukke.
Coffee in a mug. A good place for coffee to be. Han tushka behe aunum mugge. Not a good place for whiskey to be.
Hami aan ballen.
I am in town.
Hami aan een pjerst.
I am in Perth.
Aan ballen.
Aun and Balle.
Balle.
A velu aan FIFA.
Are you in Fife? FIFA.
Ha dov aan een porstrie.
Donald is in Portree.
Ri.
Portree.
Post.
Portree. Avel Runnich aan Balle.
Aan pjerst.
In Perth.
Balle.
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 Ha mukke ikke.
He has a mug.
Vil u aan een FIFA een Jew?
Are you in Fife today? Yeah. Good stuff.
Ganiliat aan een pjerst.
They are not in Perth.
Hami fudach aan FIFA.
I am living in Fife. Ha
Ha.
ushka
Uske.
aun
Aun.
mugger,
Muka.
right? Or is that in the mug? Oh no, that is right. Ha mi ag oberd aun fever. Fever. Okay. Excellent. Excuse me.
Stech, Ian.
Hick Stech. Come in, Ian. Hick
Stech.
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 Ian.
Ian. Hello, metal.
Hello, my darling.
Etal.
Oh, Edel. That's nice. That's cute. Edel.
Himi riest u, Anna.
See you later, Anna. Chimia riest u.
Riest. Kimmer ha u en ish. Ganil gedonne.
How are you now? Not so bad. Chaniel.
Good.
Oh no, that's just not bad. I mean, not so bad would
Good.
probably
Yeah.
work.
Go.
Ha a hulle dunje. A gall iron brew.
Everyone is drinking iron brew.
Ha a hulle dunje. A kieri kuka.
Everyone is
Hookah.
wanting. What is that? Is that gannet? Is that gannet? I forgot the dunya. Whoops.
Matting va a graai.
Good morning, love.
Graag.
G'day. That's nice.
He.
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 Faaltje. Hikkestech.
Welcome. Come in.
Matting va metal.
Good morning, my darling.
Etal.
Etal.
Himi riest u, Ian.
See you later, Ian.
Higgisteach an drasta.
Come in just now.
Chiari, he mi ristu.
Sorry, one sec. Okay. Okay. Bye. See you later.
Anna, kimmer hau. Chanil gedonna.
Anna, how are you? Not bad.
Ha a hulutunye, a chiari bandata agus scatan.
Scatan is herring.
Scatan.
Eicheva, a grai.
Good night, love. A grai.
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 Che hatol, a grai.
What's going on? Love?
Ha a hulutunye, a chiari kuka.
Oh,
Eerie.
I'm not going to make the same mistake.
Ha a hulutunye, a chiari kuka.
There we go. Lovely. Come on. Still got a long way to go. Okay.
Love.
Love. Love. Love.
Sron.
Thrawn.
Sron Vic.
A small nose.
Cluas.
Cluas.
Soul.
Soul.
Un. Love.
One hand.
Dunye agus cat.
A person and a cat, right?
Dunye.
Yes.
Dunye Moor.
Moor.
A big person. Okay.
Dunye agus coo.
A person and a dog.
Lad. Lad.
Laugh. Excuse me.
Dunye agus cura.
Cura is sheep.
Cura.
Person and a sheep. Lovely. Soul.
Cluas Yerak.
A red ear, right?
Cluas.
A red ear. Thrawn.
Soul Vic.
A small eye. A little eye. Lowercase I.
Love Illa.
Another hand.
Love.
Ele.
Cluas Gorch.
A green ear? No, not a green ear. Godham is green. A saw ear. That makes more sense.
Rost.
Yeah. I was getting it confused. Gorsht and Godham. Okay. I'm doing quite well. I need 2 more lessons on each of these. Don't know why the site's taking so long today. Japan. Nidavi.
Hai fluch awn yn Nyrifi.
It is wet in Norway, given how many
Nidavi.
lakes they have.
Hammy and show.
I am here.
Ha Callum Aunan Australia.
Oh, I wonder where Australia is. Callum is in Australia.
Ha Callum an yn Sealine Nŵg.
Callum is in New Zealand, right?
Sealine.
Sea-line.
Awn yn Africa y Jys.
In South Africa.
Jys. Africa. Jys.
Ha mi y ffwydwch yn sin.
I am living there.
Ha mi y gwbydd yn sin ynish.
Nish.
So what is that? I am working there now.
Chanil mi awn yn Australia.
I am not in Australia.
Aistja. Aistja.
Eiche. Eiche.
Hai chi awn yn Australia.
It is hot in Australia.
Ha mi y ffwydwch awn yn Sealine Nŵg.
I am living in New Zealand. Sea-line Newark.
Ha mi y ffwydwch yn sin ynish.
I am living there now.
Ha mi y ffwydwch yn sio.
I am living here. Just give me 1 sec, sorry. Okay. Sorted. Okay. Catch
Awn.
fel e
E.
ag obyd
Obyd.
awn
Awn.
yn
Pan.
Japan.
Japan. Yay. Ha,
Ha.
my husband. Yn
An.
dunya
Dunya.
acum
Acum.
awn
Awn.
yn
Japan.
Japan. Yn dunya acum. Oh, of course. I got the grammar right, but South Africa and Japan are not the same country. I was still thinking about the last question. Silly me. Okay. Get a mulligan. Ha
Ha.
yn
An.
dunya
Dinje.
acum
Acum.
awn
Awn.
yn
An.
Africa
Africa.
y Jess.
Jys.
There we go. We got it in the end. We still got 15 points for that. Okay, so we've done 4 out of 5 on About Me Too. Let's move on to Phrases 3, Lesson 4.
Hallo, Ian agus Anna. Higif ysdiach.
Higiv. Come in. Ah, that's the second person plural imperative.
Higif. Ian agus Anna.
Welcome back,
Okay,
dear. Thank you for joining us again. Ian and Anna, do you have a car?
Cymraha u Eirik.
Okay.
Eirik.
Oidik is apparently the Gaelic spelling of
Oidik.
Effie. How are you, Effie?
Niall Vernaich. Olive.
Mialev and that's congratulations, Professor. But Mialev
Mialev.
is that's the second person
Mialev.
second person plural imperative again. Mialev. So because you're speaking to your professor, you use Mialev rather than just meow.
Melv Urneoch, a Charsten.
A Charsten.
Charsten.
That's the plural of friends. Yeah. Congratulations, friends.
Gav Malishgal Erchi.
Excuse me, Archie.
Erchi.
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 Archie.
Grai. Grai.
Grai.
Hallo, Ahad. Hikef Estech.
Hello, Father. Come in.
Hallo, Olive. Hikef Estech.
Hello, Professor. Come in.
Avil Mach Akev, Olive.
There's Mac. That's probably a... son.
Mach.
Yeah. Professor. Do you have a son, Professor?
Hallo, Una agus Eli. Hikef Estech.
Hello, Una and Ellie.
Mialav Ernaiach Gehitchat. Hik Estech, Eirik.
Come in, Effie.
Hik Estech en Draste, Eirik.
Come in just now, Effie. Gaidhlig.
Shet Avehe, Erchi.
You are welcome, Archie. Oh, she, do, vehe,
Vehe.
Archie, Archie. Avel,
Vil.
mach,
Mach.
akiv,
Akev.
olive.
Olive.
There we go. Marvellous. Okay, we just got one more to do. Well, we'll do body, and then we have one more loop of the three of them. Oh, excuse me. Come on. What are you doing, Duolingo? Cass.
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 Chenka.
Chenka.
Kas Yerak.
A red leg.
Dream.
Dream.
Ha me cool.
I am
Cool.
thin. Cool.
Love Yerich.
Love courage. A
Courage.
shorthand.
Cool.
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 Nachil Anna cool.
Isn't Anna thin? Nachel Anna cool.
Soul.
Sool.
Soul.
Sool.
Chenka Yerak.
A red tongue.
Ha Shell Gema Gerich. Ha Shell Gema Gerich. Gerich.
This is really short. Okay.
Bial Agus Chenka.
A mouth and a tongue. A very
Ha
good partnership.
Yek Cool.
They are thin.
Keun Agus Dream.
Oh, no. A head and a back.
Dream Jerak.
A red back. Which is probably been out in the sun too long. I was going to say a symptom of sunburn, but no, that actually just is sunburn. Balach.
Balach.
Cool. No. Goddich.
Gerich.
Ha?
Ha
Me.
me.
Goddich.
Goodich.
Yay! Oh. Getting the perfect score. It's really edifying. Boo.
Boo.
Boo. Offish.
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 Ha mi awn yn boo.
I am in a shop. Tai Oster, a hosting house.
Ha mi awn yn uist.
I am in Uist.
Awn yn maracwg.
In a market.
Maracwg.
Maracwg.
Vilw y ffyddoch awn yn siarwch.
Are you living in Tree?
Awn yn siarwch.
Awn yn Chidich.
Chanil mi awn yn boo.
I am not in a shop.
Fôr.
Ford.
Fôr.
Ford.
Hai y gwpydd awn yn offish.
He is. Oh, sorry about that. Big yawn. In an office.
Vilw y gwpydd awn yn offish.
Is she working in an office?
Ha mi y ffyrwch awn yn uist.
I am living in Uist.
Chanil yw awn yn taosta.
You are not in a hotel.
Vilw y ffyddoch awn yn teosta.
Are you living in a hotel? Interesting that they picked living here when they could have picked staying, which would have been a much more appropriate word for the situation. I don't think people really describe themselves as living in a hotel, but I don't know. It's the same thing in Gaelic, so I guess it doesn't matter. Huh?
Madi. Gwpydd.
Awn
Awn.
yn
An.
Uvisht.
Uist.
Uisht. Fel I ag opper
Gwpydd.
awn
Maracwg.
Maracwg. Yay. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could live in a hotel. It's just, not the phrase I would normally use. Level 1. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning so much today. I suppose I was up quite late last night. Alright.
Gafodd molysgel olaf.
Excuse me, Professor. Yeah, if your primary residence is a hotel, I'd say you're living there. That's fair. That's fair. It's just not... I don't know. It seems like a less common thing in English. Sorry. Oh, good lord. Oh, very sleepy. So here we see the construction with the second person plural imperative again, because this is for Olive, which is Professor, someone senior to you, so therefore you use the plural polite to you.
Mating va a chartjen. A vil Gaelic acaf.
Good morning, friends. Do you have Gaelic?
Hi mi a riist chef a chartjen.
Himi a riist shiv a charstjen.
Hi mi a riist chef a henad.
A henner.
Henad.
Himi a riist. Ah, I forgot the extra Himi a riist shiv a henner.
Ha iat a brying Gaelic.
They are speaking Gaelic.
Ha u ionnsachadh Gaelic.
You're right, I am. You are learning Gaelic.
Shew Erchi is Anna.
This is Archie and Anna. This is is, which is
Is.
and. Normally it's agus, but sometimes people just shorten it to is. So you'll see that a lot. If you see is,
Anna.
that means and. Oh, okay. We got a multiple choice one now. Gavi Moleshgal Olive. Oh, I'm hydrating again.
Gafodd molishgal y hitchad.
There we go. Excuse me, teacher. Do you have Gaelic, teacher? Fel Gaelic acaf a teacher.
Ha y ionnsachadh Gaelic.
He is learning Gaelic. He sure is. Ian and Effie. Ian is oirig. That's the... Hang on. That seems weird to me. Like the name... picture from the stretch... I don't know. Hang on. It's not one of mine. It's... yeah, it's not one that I made. It's just like the default one. Effie is a feminine given name, sometimes a short form of Euphemia. Well, that's interesting. What about oirig? Oh yeah, not all traditional Gaelic names have direct equivalents in English. Oirig, which is normally rendered as Euphemia Henrietta, formerly as Henny or even Harriet, or Jervil, which is matched with Dorothy simply on the basis of a certain similarity in spelling. Many of these traditional Gaelic-only names are now regarded as old-fashioned, and hence are rarely or never used. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. Interesting. That'll be some reading for later. They are speaking Gaelic. Ha iad a brin Gaelic. Againzakig would be they are learning Gaelic, and the brin bo would be they are learning cow, I think. Bo, I think, is cow. She is speaking Gaelic. Ha I a brin Gaelic. Ha nish. Ha Isabel is speaking Gaelic, or now is speaking Gaelic. Hallo, a Christian. A ver Gaelic akiv. Ha iad a ionnsachadh Gaelic. Sho, shin, oirig, agus, Archie Moore.
Hi mi riist shiv a henad.
See you later, Grandpa. Bum ba ba. Got over 200 today. Alright. Gotta do one more for body parts. And then we can move on to whatever's hidden under this panel when it goes away. And it... probably animals. And animals.
Yfyl glan.
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 Clean. Is it clean?
Ha falt ban orum.
Falt ban. That's hair. Ban. I have fair hair?
Ban.
Fair hair. Fair hair.
Ha shin salach.
It's probably dirty. Salach.
Salach.
Yeah. Sort of like soiled.
Gensi salach.
A dirty jumper.
Salach.
Ugh, a dirty sweater. It's just a
Ha
dirty word.
falt ruag orst.
Ruig. I think that's red, but only for hair. Yeah.
Ruag.
You have red hair.
Ha falt lia orum.
Leah. I'm not sure about Leah. It's probably
Lia.
grey hair. I have grey hair.
Ha falt pink orre.
Is that she has?
Orre.
Yeah, she has pink hair. She has pink hair.
Yfel cawn môr i'r.
Does he have a big head? Count more.
Near.
Yeah.
Orre.
Order.
Orre.
Order?
Ora.
Order.
Orre.
Order.
Ha shin glan.
That is clean.
Yfel falt ban orst.
Do you have fair hair? Ban. Yeah.
Yfel cawn môr orre.
Does he, she, wait, Oram Orst. Oram Orst. Ora. No.
Orre.
She. So what's him? What would it be for he? Hang on. Let me just quickly, just quickly, zoom. Oh. I put it somewhere and I don't know where it is now. I thought this dictionary had the thought it had all of the prepositional pronouns, but it did not. It does not. Autumn. Oh, okay. So they're probably all listed under autumn. OPQRST. Autumn. Oh, here we are. Yeah, autumn, ort, ed, order, orn, of order. Okay, there we go. Mystery solved. Ed for he. Okay, sorry about that. Good to know that my dictionary does actually have that information in it, though. Does she have head a big have a big head? Does she have a head at all? Does she have a big head? Very good question. Very impolite.
Chanil falt lia orum.
I do not have grey hair.
Ha falt i'r.
He has hair.
Nachil falt ruag orst.
Don't you have red hair? Chaniel falt liach autumn. Oh, Leah, sorry, not liach. Chaniel falt liach autumn. Okay. Avel ciawn môr er.
Cawn. Môr.
Ir.
There we go. I need to stop looking at the bottom section and try and answer things before I look at the solutions. Okay, come on, update. Give me animals. Give me animals. Volume 2. Or Volume 1. I guess. Because I thought there was a... Those are pets. Pets and animals are different. That was a cute fish. Blub, 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 blub. Do.
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 Oped oer.
A new job. Oped. It's for work, but also for job.
Oped.
Vel oped akket.
Vil.
Do you have a job?
Akket.
Eeltaku.
Eeldag. A bat.
Eeltuk.
A black bat. Eeldag. Okay.
Støyre agus unjak.
Støyre. Støyre agus unjak. Well, unjak is... Oh, what is unjak? It is... No, I'm going to have to look. There's a window. I was thinking it was a staircase and a window. I was thinking, given that this was an animal section, that these would be animals.
Een unjak vik.
The small window. Avel en uke jucher. En jucher. A jucher. No. Huh? Avel en jucher. Yeah, do you have the key?
Aan een juklish.
In the church. In a church. English, of course, being cognate with the French word église. Presumably, they're both related to the word like ecclesiastical.
Roo.
Rue.
Roo.
Rue.
Ha me a kluinjern eeltak.
I am hearing a bat. English woord. An English woord.
En støyre oer.
The new staircase, because it's the new staircase. Støyre.
Støyre.
Støyre. That doesn't sound right. Støyre.
En støyre voor.
The big staircase. That's what they call New York, isn't it? Bet you've missed that joke. Hanopergleva. The job is very good. The job is very good. The work is very good.
Ha støyre aan.
There is a staircase. Ha an English
Eklish.
and shaw.
Sure.
No? Ha an English shaw. Ha an English and shaw? Oh, I'm doubting myself now. Ha an English shaw? Or ha an English unshaw?
Sure.
No, it is unshaw.
Sure.
There we go. Chan yel mi a cloinchin eeltuk.
Eeltuk.
Eeltuk. Ba ba ba. Good thing I double checked that previous one. Oh, I don't know why Duolingo's being so slow today. Alright.
Ball.
Bow. Bow.
Nahet.
Nahid. That's a good name. This is a cute snake. I very much approve of this snake.
Ha boike.
He has a cow. He has a cow.
Reish va.
A race. A race.
Reish.
A good race.
Untitled
And do you like drink? Oh, do you like the drink? Do you like the drink? Ha I ag eri bo Istulum and skull. I like the school.
Shout and skull.
And
Skull.
This is the school.
Rish Skunyal.
A brilliant race. Ha and joch blaster. The drink is tasty.
And skull va.
Well, a good the good school. And skull va.
And Nahad Yarak.
The red snake.
and Joch Yerak.
Oh, I'm stretching again. Ugh. Listen to all my joints pop. I'm sure that's healthy. There we go. The red drink. And Joch Yerak.
Anahad Akam.
I have a snake.
Anahad Orange.
The orange snake. An skull.
Skull.
Va.
Va.
Ha bo eike. Ha bo
Bo.
eike.
Eke.
Eike. Oh, excuse me. Okay, let's carry on. Just keep blazing through them. Let's try and get to the third checkpoint test. Ben.
Ben.
Ben. Clach.
Clach.
Clach. Ha. Ben. Va. Akam. I have a good wife.
Green Orange.
Green orange. Green. Green. An orange sun. Interesting.
There's garlic Akam Olive.
Do you have Gaelic, Professor?
Pure Va.
A good sister, right? Pure va.
A pure Skunya like ya.
I have a
Skynet.
brilliant sister. No,
Eke.
he has a brilliant sister.
A Chlach Veram.
The blue stone. Chlach gorum.
A green Orange.
The orange sun. Where is this here?
A garlic Ma.
The Gaelic is good. Gaelic va. Good
A
Gaelic.
Chalak Vic.
Gaelic. Gaelic is girl, so the small girl.
If he were Agus a Chalak.
The sister and the girl.
Then Agus a Chalak.
The woman and the girl. The wife and the girl.
Green Yarak.
A red sun. Red sun over paradise. Ha.
Ha.
Clach.
Clach.
Eichge. Eichge. Ha.
Ha.
Pure. Eichge.
Eichge.
Ba ba ba. Golden rays of the glorious sunshine, sending down such a blood red light. Now the animals slowly retreat to the shadows, out of sight. Start. I said start, please. Thank you.
Crew back.
Crewback. That's an adorable crab. That's such a cute crab. That's a very sweet crab. I like that crab a lot.
Kanel full pink.
The fool isn't pink. Oh, blood is not pink. This is the your first aid lesson.
Kanel full buie.
Is that yellow? Yeah, blood is not yellow. That's your second first aid lesson.
Fiorak agus bó.
Fiorak agus bó.
Fiorak.
Squirrel. A squirrel and a cow. Lovely.
Fiachal Vic.
Fiachal Vic. A small tooth.
Fiachal.
Tooth.
A crew back yarak.
The red crab. Snip, snip.
An Yorak agus a bó.
The squirrel and the cow. Wouldn't surprise me if that was the title of one of Aesop's fables or something.
Femak Vic.
Fianach.
Femak.
Huh. A small crow. I was just confused by all these different lazy bed. Raised bed. That's interesting.
Anul Yerak.
The red blood.
Ul.
Aniachal Yal.
The white tooth.
Iachal.
Yell. A crew back yarak agus an yamaku.
The red crab. And the black crow.
Emak.
Fianach. Ianach.
Full.
Full.
Fiorak agus nahas.
Oh. What's that?
Fiorak.
Squirrel and a snake.
Fiachal Rost.
A sawtooth.
Rosh.
Sawtooth.
Taurak Evi.
A funny squirrel. Speaking of toothache, Robert Burns, however you choose to address him, Rab Burns, the seminal Scottish poet, wrote an ode to a toothache because at one point in his life he was afflicted with such an awful toothache. He decided to write one of the most relatable poems ever. It's pretty great. Fiachal Rorscht. Ha. Fianach.
Femak. Aistja.
Alright, last animals lesson. I really don't feel like I've learned that many animals. I know Nahar, which is snake, Krupag, which is crab, Fianach, which is crow. I think I also learned squirrel, but I don't remember it.
Slieker. You got him.
Sleeker. A blue shell? A blue
Sleeker.
shell. Sleeker. Got him.
Soul Voor.
A big eye. Sool. And tool. Vord. And Tool. And Tool. The big eye. That's what they call New York, isn't it? House and Straj. Street. A house and a street.
Sheeche Scunyal.
A brilliant weather. Oh, brilliant weather.
Sheeche.
Shija. Shija Skonyal. And Chijava. The good weather.
Ha and Cheeche Garav and Jew.
The weather is rough today.
Garav.
Ul. Ul.
Ul.
Strachvor.
The big street. A big street.
And like Yarak.
And Tlika Yerak. The red shell.
Who?
A black shell. Stolem and Traj. I like the street. Oh, hang on, my foot's cramping up. Ah. Ouch. Painful. Not a fan. The small eye. And Traj Gorich. The long street, or the short street.
And
Tul Yaul. The white eye. Slika Gu. Slika Yarak.
Yarak.
I feel like they really want me to know what a shell is. Which, you know, it's apparently like one of the most important words in the Gaelic language. Alright, let's carry on. Let's keep moving down. Where are we now? Names and hobbies. Let's start with names.
Katrina agus Beth.
Agus Behek. Katrina and Beth.
Katrina.
Katrina.
Kimara hau a Vorak.
How are you, Morag?
Vorak Voch.
Is that poor Morag? Yeah,
Voch.
poor Morag.
Mati va Katrina.
Good morning, Katrina.
Kimara hau a Vadi.
How are you, Myri?
Kimara hau a Vek.
How are you, Beth?
Hamorak agus Anna Kerst.
Kjarst. What's that one? Morag and Anna are...
Kerst.
Oh, right. Kjarst.
Nachel Madi Kar.
Isn't Mari wrong?
Kar.
Okay, so Kjarst is correct and Kjar is wrong.
Chanel Madi Kar. Kar.
Okay. Myri isn't wrong.
Ha Katrina agus Bech Snook.
Katrina and Beth are nice.
Voch. 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 Voch.
Because she doesn't enunciate the first sound. That one was a little bit difficult.
Voran Tanje Vek.
Many thanks, Beth.
Nachel Vorak Kerst.
Isn't Morag right?
Voran Tanje Vadi.
Many thanks, Myri. Sorry, I'm just going to scooch my chair forward. Okay, that's a bit better.
Eidig voch.
Poor Effie. Poor Effie. Moran Taing. A Vorag.
Vorag. Vorag.
Skyniel. A Chatriana.
Katriana.
Ba ba ba. Does sound a bit like a minced oath. All right, let's wait for the site to actually respond. Okay. There's only 3 lessons in names, so we'll finish names and then we'll do all of hobbies.
Martin va Eva.
Good afternoon, Eva. Good morning, Eva. Ah,
Matting.
I was too eager. I'll just quit this and start again. It's just cheat. Failing at the first hurdle doesn't count.
Martin va Eva.
Good morning, Eva. I'll just cut the previous attempt out in post. I am Margaret Mairet.
Mairet.
A vilu aunum postri, a vire 3.
Are you in Portree, Margaret?
A velvanen Joes veirat.
An.
Are you in Lewis, Margaret?
Veirat.
Oh, a Veirat.
Veirat. Elig richt.
Clever,
Nicht.
Ellie.
How köinal Isabel.
Kaina.
You are kind, Isabel. I don't think every conceivable hobby under the sun will be listed. They probably don't have space for that.
Ha Anna Annasach.
Anna is unusual. Annasach.
Annasach.
Yeah.
Ha Shocha Ingenich.
Inchinach. This is very interesting. So interesting. Hasho cho inchinach. That's how I feel about learning Gaelic.
Karsten Elisach.
You are friendly, presumably. Karstjel,
Karstjel.
yeah. Because Charach
Karstjel.
and Karstjen are friend and friends. Elizabeth.
Gabalishkal Eva.
Excuse me, Eva.
Ha Mairat Kerstgeleur.
Margaret is okay.
Kerst.
Yeah.
Gu.
Correct
Jord.
enough.
Gu. Jord.
Plenty correct.
Jord.
Plenty galore. Oh, actually, is that where it comes from? Hang on.
Jord.
Yeah. From the Irish, golior, or Scottish Gaelic, gulior. Enough. Ah. That's really interesting. So the word galore,
Jord. Gu.
galore is from the Scottish or Irish, gulior.
A velvanen Scherten veirat.
Are you in Shetland, Margaret?
Nachal Show Ingenich.
Isn't this interesting?
Madi Annasach.
Unusual, Myri.
Annasach.
How Karstjel, Una.
You are friendly, Una. Ha-u.
U.
I guess it must be
Kainal.
Koinel. Koinel. Anna?
Anna.
Eli
Eli.
Gleek.
Glich.
Gleek. Excuse me. Okay, one more on names. One more on names, and then we'll move on to hobbies. And we'll see. Maybe Warhammer will be listed. More likely it'll be like, I like singing, I like dancing, I like computer games. I don't think... They probably won't be able to...
Lexi Vor.
Lexi? Big Lexi. Lexi.
Lexi.
Lexi.
Har röjdes pasta nish.
Rachel is
Pasta.
married now.
Hade Lexi tolliche.
El.
Lexi isn't happy. Oh no!
Ha flori hoski.
Flora is so tired. Florrie.
Ha meiret gedoyal.
Margaret is really well. Good old Margaret.
Vil wel een FIFA röjdes.
Are you in Fife, Rachel? Edurnich.
Ha carriage, I jealousach.
Elizabeth has friend. A friend.
Vil du koppe den en gile, Lexi? Ile.
Are you working in Isla, Lexi? Or do you... they change it up. Do you work in Isla, Lexi?
Merta nerkalari.
Congratulations, Flora. Nach el ronach poste. 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 This is a long one. Ha ealisich guma. Avel u auna glasachu ronach. Ha flori kjarskul no Godoyel Avel u aun mulle Alexi Avel u aun an uisht a flori. Come on. Show me what you got, bird. Flori Gleek. Flori. Hang on, say that one again.
Flori.
Flori. Flori Gleek. Ha Rönich.
Rönich.
Posta. Hast.
Hast.
Bum ba bum. Another perfect. Alright, we've done names. We've learned all there is to know about names. So now we can move on to hobbies. We'll see if they do have Warhammer. Falche gu Alaba. Welcome to Scotland. That's what they have on the big sign when you're driving up. Yep. Vamiski. I was tired.
Fashk id in your niche.
Fashk.
Fashk.
Near Inverness. Fashk er in a niche.
Fashk id Perch.
Near Perth.
Hamicola Ricalum.
I am with Callum. Together with Callum.
Avil u escrivig.
Are you writing? Skrivig I always remember, because it's like scribbling. It sort of sounds like the motion of pen on paper. Skrivig.
Ha mi
I am reading.
Va.
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 Fáilte go glasachú.
Welcome to Glasgow.
Bha mí tolichte.
I was happy. Oh no. What
Bha
happened?
mí blá.
I was warm. Right? Yeah.
Blá. Fáilte go strílai.
Welcome to Stirling.
Ha mí ysgrifeg.
I am writing.
Ha mi called the Madi.
I am together with Mary.
Chanil mí cóla rí ian.
I am not together with Ian. The enemy with Ian. Ha mi
Mí
cola
Caller.
ri Seamus.
Seamus.
Va mi blah.
Dda.
Wah.
Bum ba ba. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Let's see if we got some more specific hobbies. I'm not sure a single hobby. Well, reading and writing, those count. Let's see. See what else we got. Lichard.
Lichter.
Lichard. Liorlaun.
Lewerlaun.
Liorlaun.
Lewerlaun.
A new library.
Uur. Va I fuer een J.
She was cold yesterday. Or it was cold yesterday. It was cold yesterday.
Va mi a koshach.
A koshach. I was walking. A koshach.
Koshach.
A koshach.
Va iat a koshach. Iat.
They were
Koshach.
walking. A koshach.
Charo mi tolichtje.
Charo mi tolichtje.
Va calum a ry.
Ree.
Va Callum a rui.
Eighth.
Ith.
Eighth.
This is an interesting dialectical thing, actually. You might notice that one of the speakers, listen close.
Eighth.
So instead of saying with an R that most people would say, she says eth with like a the sound. Which is, as far as I can, I don't know exactly where it's dialect of. I think it might be like Harris or somewhere. But basically, in some versions of Gaelic, you pronounce a narrow R, a slender R, as a the. So eth, rather than ed.
Va I grianach een J.
It was sunny
Grianach.
yesterday. Va I grianach yn J.
Va I garaf een J.
Garav.
It was rough yesterday. I wouldn't really consider the weather to be a hobby.
Va u a koshach.
You were walking.
Charo mi awn y mula.
I am not. I was not in Mull.
Va mi ysgrifeg lichtjer.
I am writing. I was writing a lecture.
Ha mi ysgrifeg
This is
lichtjer.
I am writing a letter. Ha mi ysgrifeg lecture. Lecture. Liorlaun vor.
Voor.
Va
Dda.
Seamus
Seamus.
a rwy.
Rwy.
Rwy. Rwy. Ba ba ba. Come on. Okay. We've done 2 out of 5. 40% done. I think we can get here by the end of today, if the page actually speeds up. Alright. Let's continue.
Avelu fuer. Chanil.
Are you cold? I'm not.
Forward.
Are you cold? No.
An ro'u ski.
Were you tired? And ro u ski.
Charo mi a cattle icher.
Charomi a cattle. I think cattle is sleep and icher is at all. So I was not sleeping at all. Charomi a cattle icher.
Avelu tolichtje. Ha.
Avel u tolichtje. Ha. Are you happy? Yes.
Charo iat a snav.
I think snav is swim. Yeah, swimming.
Snav.
They weren't charo iad a snav. They were not a snaving.
Charo Callum a snav.
Callum was not
Snav.
swimming.
Va mi fuer a raid.
You see, he says it as well. Raid. Last night. I was cold last night.
Raw. 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 Raw.
Avelu Kashkulior. Chaniel. Are you okay? No. That's sad. Avelu Tolichtje. Chaniel.
Chanil.
Are you happy? No. Oh, what's going on? Why is person sad?
Avelu.
Oh, now they're okay.
Ha.
Ha. That's good. They're back to being okay.
And ro
u a koshach. Were you a walking? A koshach.
Koshach.
And ro.
Ro. Charo iat a cattle icher.
They were not sleeping at all.
Avelu and show. Ha.
Are you here? Yes.
Va I bla a raid.
Aroir is last night. So was she or it was warm last night.
Raw. U.
Ski.
Ski.
Yes, I was. Va
Va.
mi a cattle.
Cattle.
We're doing so well. I'm taking another drink. Okay. One more for hobbies. No. 2 more for hobbies. 2 more for hobbies. Ha mi a dog in the
in your
niche.
niche.
I'm going to Inverness.
An ro'u kerst gelawr. Va.
Were you okay? Yes. Interesting question to ask. Were you okay?
Va mi a brying ri calum.
I was speaking? Speaking.
Brying.
With Callum?
Calum.
With or to, okay. I was speaking with Callum. Do you think there's a difference in English? English. Do you think there's a difference in English whether you're speaking with someone or speaking to someone? Do you think one represents potentially a more one-sided conversation? Because, like, we occasionally talk about people talking at, you know, when somebody's not accepting input from the other party in the conversation. So, I don't know. Do you think talking to and talking with are different?
Va mi a brying ri Seamus.
I was talking to James.
Nach ro'u fuer.
Weren't you cold?
An ro'u che. Charo.
I suppose there is a difference about asking someone if they were okay.
Charo mi awn an luning rief.
Charo mi. I wasn't in London. Oh, ever. I have never been in London. I was never in London.
Ri.
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 Talking to versus talking with, like a level of involvement.
Ha mi a dog
Fair enough.
in your niche and you.
I'm going to Inverness today. So talking with somebody would be sort of more, if your telekids are behaving well, you talk to them rather than with them. Okay. That makes sense. I mean, in everyday English, I don't think there's too much of a difference. Like, you could say I was talking to somebody about something. But it does say, I think you're probably right that there is like a distinction between if goodness me, sorry. Yeah, I think it is different if you say I was talking with somebody about this versus I was talking to somebody about this. I think, yeah, you're right that there is a distinction of how involved the other party is. I am going to Inverness today. Yes.
An ro'u a brying the Ian.
Were you speaking with Ian?
Ha mi a dolgu in your niche hast. Hast.
I am still going to Inverness.
An ro'u fuer. Charo.
Were you cold? No.
Charo mi awn an alapanuag rief.
I was never in Nova Scotia. I was never in Nova Scotia.
Nach Roshin ma.
Wasn't that good? Wasn't... I always love when the nt comes as a separate thing. Because you wouldn't say, was not that good. And you wouldn't say, was that not good? Because that, while grammatically correct, is like a little bit, you know, sort of antiquated. Like, are you not entertained?
Charo mi awn an Canada rief.
Charo mi awn... I was never in Canada. Nach ro
Ro.
e
E.
donna.
Donna.
Va mi y bryn ry calum.
Va. Mi. Brin. Brin. Callum.
Ry calum. Ba ba ba. We've owed so many XPs today. Maybe we won't get to the next castle today, because these lessons are taking a little bit longer than I was anticipating. Oh well, we'll get as far as we can before I get sleepy. How are we doing on the leaderboard? Silver League. 9th place. Well, I wonder how often. Well, is that? It might be that. Yeah. Might be that that's not updated yet. Okay, let's go back to hobbies and do number 5. Number 5. Number 5. Drochich.
Drochich.
Drochich. Tuanis.
Tuahannes.
Tuahannes.
Ha drochach uur aan een donation.
There's a new bridge in Edinburgh. There is a new bridge in Edinburgh. Ha drochich uur aan een donation.
Nach ro u kolle ri Marstein.
Weren't you together with Martin? Nach ro u kolle ri Martin.
Chaneel ian de shine.
Iet a Shane. They are not
Shine.
singing. They are not a singing.
Wami aan, Fisker en J.
Vamiaun. I was there. I was there yesterday afternoon, right? Vamiaun. Yeah, Vamiaun.
Charomi ski, Matting en J.
I wasn't tired yesterday morning. Okay.
Nach roi a streep.
Wasn't she? Must be climbing.
Streep.
A strip. A strip.
Va I a streep.
She was climbing. A strip.
Collar.
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 Ha iet a shine.
They are a singing.
Ha sheen a shine.
We are singing. Hashin a Shane. That one's a nice
Va
one.
I grianach, Matting en J.
It was sunny yesterday morning. Grianach. Sunny.
Vami fashk tuahannes.
I am near a farm. I was near a farm. Vami.
Charomi koleri Marstein.
I was not together with Marston.
Marstein.
Marstein. Cha ro e a strep.
Cha.
Ro.
Streep.
Strep. Cha ro mi awn Fisker en J.
Cha.
Ro. Me.
An.
G.
Cha ro mi awn Fisker en J. Thank you, birdie. Level 1 of hobbies. Oh, excellent. It still hasn't updated. Oh well. Okay, so we've now done that. I am actually getting a little bit tired already. We thought this was going 2 hours. That's a decent time. So I'm just going to finish off with a quick read from Nach Nionach Shin. Again, won't make a huge amount of sense to all of us. Oh, I'm stretching again. Yeah, again, won't make a huge amount of sense to all of us, but we'll give it a go. Let me just quickly disappear my face so I can grab the book. Right, so you remember a couple of weeks ago we read the Roif Achgol, which is the foreword. And so we've got several different... We've got several different stories to choose from. Oh, I'll turn my face back on. Got several different stories to choose from. Nope, my actual face, please. There it is. Okay. So should we just start at the beginning? We've got Nelvor Gianushin, Rav, Bali Du, Ge Be Vis Jerig, Straj Nan Callachan Dua, and Chech Ushka, I think that's the water horse, Taish, and G Vehe, Konjich Huas Konjich Hias Klakein Greanoch Krui, Ku Mor Chaun Atruhen, Dul Grueke, a Lepi, Soil Elle, a Sluch, as een Cheller, Rud nach Eich Sul, Sop, as Gach Shech. So, why don't we start at the beginning? I'll just read through this. Like I say, won't make a huge amount of sense to any of us, probably. My pronunciation's going to be way off. But we'll give it a go. I'm not going to attempt to... I'm not going to attempt to like translate it as we go. I'm just going to try and like read as much as I can. And, try and get the pronunciation right. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy, even if you can't understand. So we're going to start off with Nielvor Gianushin. Hur Ranal Doneloch na Ranal Moor Uchgeren Harasi Shachet Imig Bliana Hal Harish Kuch Va Sna Hinschichen Heri Ied is Heri Ied Gunde Vul Grien Hallishin Biechen maar Gudes Chaniel Chagav Aun Nachro Karen Aunasig na Guyens nach Chlachgien Sik Imig Ur na over Ioni de Winter Harasi Ach Kia bi Kiamar Va huv Kreijev is Bechgen Charo dunje dom Bainje a Kreijev Gundanig smid Riev o Villain ach andul hierin. At some point I will actually get the text of this up on screen so you can read along at home. She and Unner Priv Principal Behe ige. Sin yn over ha cúl na haris seo, over ella sé gunda hachar a rud a chur a vanach na mo chuine na misrachig heen. Channe is scialach na bel arish a haun. A hannig an bar an je don hasnoch ik ranel a vi Collienach. Va sjaun dunje jail iaskach loch agus mara agus trich gevisje leis a joli vik ikke heen a kur lín chule na strangenen maar her id an aatchichen elle mu choinjev nan traien ha ruirish a chlatach tuv an na herrig. Va lebigen, knotin, skaitjen, skoetjegen, palch, palchgilior en culus harisi sala vashen, agus is imig cleav esk a hook ranel far oitcher helibosch is horgabosch le duen is dorach. Okay, that was pretty tiring, and we're only like a third or like a quarter of the way through. I'm going to leave that there because I was stumbling over everything. I think I should probably stick, for the moment at least, to reading stories in English. Maybe I'll do one of those as sort of right now, as sort of compensation. Let me just grab another book from my shelf. Zerp. Alright, here we are. So, what are we in the mood for? Something fairies, witches, ghosts, something spooky. Fairies, haunted houses, witchcraft, monsters, merfolk, the Highland vision, or miscellaneous tales. This is from Selected Highland Folk Tales by R. MacDonald Robertson, again. Very good book. Excellent book. Okay. We'll do a story about fairies. Fairy lore. I'll read the preface first, and then we'll pick a story. In any collection of Highland and Island legends, the first and most important place must be assigned to the Sidhe, or fairy people. Throughout the greater part of the north, the fairies have become people of the past. A common belief is that they existed once, though they are not now to be seen. They were believed to dwell inside green hillocks and knolls, in gorgeous palaces. They usually appeared as men or women of small stature, dressed in green or grey, though they could assume any shape at will. While the Sidhe had no inborn antagonism toward human beings and were occasionally known to do good turns to their favourites, they were very quick to take offence, capricious in their behaviour, delighted in playing tricks on their mortal neighbours. These cantrips had to be patiently endured, as resistance or hostility might lead to dreadful reprisals, the kidnapping of children or even adults. An attitude of passive friendliness on the human side was therefore assumed to be eminently desirable. Contact with the fairies was never productive of good in the end. People deemed it advisable to maintain good relations with the secret Commonwealth, and with this end in view bestowed on them various titles as good neighbours. Scott refers to this practice in Rob Roy, when he makes Bailey Nicole Jarvie say to his companion, as they are passing the fairy hill near the eastern extremity of the valley of Aberfoyle, they call them Dunya Shi, which signifies, as I understand, men of peace, meaning thereby to make their goodwill. and we may even as well call him that too, Mr. Osbaldistone, for there's no good in speaking ill of the Lord within his own bounds. Cold iron, in the form of a horseshoe, was believed to be the most effective charm against the Sidhe, and the cross of Rowan fastened above the door of many a Highland homestead was intended to keep the house and its occupants safe from their interference. Ooh, okay. So that's a brief introduction to Scottish fairy lore. Let me just quickly add something, sorry. There we go. Okay, let's have a look. Let's go for quite a long one. Let's go for a longer one. I think I've read some of these already. Harrison's Baking. The Bad Fairy. Big Smith. Let's go for the Fairy Flag. This is quite a well-known one. Well, if it's... I recognise the title. It might not be the same story. Every country has had its superstitions, and these superstitions have often been interwoven with that country's naval and military glory. This is amply portrayed in by the fairy flag of ancient Scandinavians. The Danes had a magical standard called Rofans, or Amfihach, the Raven. It was said to have been embroidered simultaneously by 3 daughters of Lodbrok, Loda, and sisters of Hingur, or Ivar. But within the castle of Dunvegan in Skye has long been preserved one of these enchanted flags. It came there through the Norwegian ancestry of the Dunvegan family, and some very strange superstitions have been attached to it. One of these superstitions was that wherever it was carried into battle, the party which bore it would be victorious, but this end being attained, an invisible being was to carry away both standard and standard-bearer, never no more to be seen. The family of Clanifeta possessed this dangerous office of standard-bearer, and actually held their lands in Brackadale by this singular tenure. This very flag of the MacLeods has been several times produced. At one time, when the family of Dunvegan maintains an unequal combat against Clanranald, the enchanted colours were produced, and it seems the MacLeods were multiplied tenfold in the eyes of the Clanranalds. The consequence was a victory on the side of Dunvegan. It was brought forward again on a less warlike occasion. The Lady MacLeod was pregnant. She longed very much to view the Bratach of fairy standard. The charmed flag was produced to save the young heir of Dunvegan. Cruggleton Castle has long been in ruins, but Dunvegan still stands. It still frowns with its ancient square tower over Loch Fallart, while another part of it displays the facade of a modernised Highland residence. Okay, that was a bit more history than story. So let's go for another one. Let's do the Urisk. The Urisk of Skurrachurin. The Urisk was a big, stupid, supernatural being of solitary habits and harmless nature, which had its dwelling in remote localities. It was usually seen in the evening, sitting on a rock, moored of glass, big and grey, and peering at intruders. The Urisk occasionally spoke to passers-by, and it is even said to have attacked some, but as a rule, it did not meddle with men. An Urisk once lived in a cave of rock at the foot of Skurrachurin in Lochaber. This Urisk was a continual source of annoyance to the herdsmen of Blarachorin. Not an evening did he pass, but the Urisk put its head out of a hole in the face of the rock and hurled insults after him. When this herdsman left Blarachorin, another called Donald Moore came in his place. He too was annoyed by the Urisk, which called from its dwelling in the rock, Donald Moore, Chatoi Loim, who? Sorry, I was taken aback by the spelling. Chatolum. Donald Moore, I do not like you. One evening, as he was returning cold and hungry from the hill, the cry came as usual, Donald Vor, Chatolum. Donald turned on his heel in wrath and bawled as loud as the Urisk, Chanelshin ach Commonrut. This but the return you owe me. The Urisk then ceased his jeering, and from that day to this, his voice has not been heard on Skurrachurin. we've got a bit of a follow-up story here. 3 Urisks. Oh no, sorry. I'm not going to skip one. The Urisks of Menchi, said to have occupied Kroknambokken, or Goblin's Knowe, on the southeastern shore of the Lake of Menti, are said to have been employed as drudges by a former Earl of Menti, who set them the task of making the small peninsula known as Arnmuck, which juts out from the southern shore of the lake towards the Inchmahome. In recognition of these services, and wishing to be on good terms with them, the Earl made them a grant of a steep hollow on the north shoulder of Benvenue, surrounded by huge rocks and overhung with trees, which to this day is called Corran Urishken, Corrie of the Urisks. At this wild romantic spot, we are told the solemn stated meetings of all Urisks in Scotland were held, presumably until encroaching civilization drove them to seek out still more seclusion. An Urisk oh, hang on, they say a Urisk, so is it... Yeah, a Urisk. I've been pronouncing it wrong. It should be Urisk, pardon me. A Urisk used to haunt Ben Dovrin, a hill beloved by the Celtic muse. It was said to live in summertime near the top, and in winter came down to the straths near the village of Clifton at Tindrum, where there is a waterfall known to this day as Esna Hurishk, the Urisk's Cascade. This Urisk is said to have been encountered by St. Fillan, who banished it to Rome. In Glen Mally in Lochaber, there is an eerie ravine called Eshbui, the Yellow Waterfall, and an Urishk an Eshvua, Nahuya Glen Mally. Urisk and Esvuya, Nahuya na Glen Mally. The Urisk of Esbuya, sitting in Glen Mally, was for long believed to haunt the spot, and proved very troublesome to the farm servants in the summer pasture bothies near the ravine. The Urisk of Benloy, on the confines of Perthshire and Argyllshire, was often to be seen sitting on a stone called the Clachna Hurishk, the Urisk stone, beside the Morrick waterfall, incessantly trying to prevent the waters from falling too fast over rock. So there we are. There's a couple of stories about Urisks. None of them were particularly interesting. Not a lot happened to them. Let's read this one. The Bad Fairy of Strathardle. This one sounds like it might actually have more of a plot. Near the village of Kirkmichael in Perthshire, there used to stand a large cairn called Carnaboy. It was said to have been the grave of a bad fairy who did much mischief in the strath. At last a great disease fell on the castle, and many died. This was attributed to the wicked wishes of the Bith. And the people of Strathardle decided that she must die, but did not know how to catch her. One of the favourite amusements of the fairy was to make herself invisible and to attend all social gatherings, funerals, and church services. There she would slyly slap the cheek of one of those present, stick a needle into another, pinch another, until each was blaming his neighbour for the assault, and every gathering ended in turmoil. This sort of thing went on for a long time, till an old tailor by accident discovered the cause of the trouble. One Sunday, having to wait for the clergyman, the tailor took his shears from his pocket. He saw to his great astonishment the Beuve carrying on her usual tricks. After the service, he told the priest what he had seen. The good man adjured him to be silent, but to come to the church next Sunday and bring his shears with him. The tailor promised to do so, but could not resist telling the story to his wife. She in turn told all her friends, and soon the Beuve herself, I'm actually not sure how to pronounce it well, B-A-O-B-H. Beuve seems sort of congruent with other Gaelic words, but maybe the BH is silent, maybe it's boo, but I'm going to keep saying Beuve until somebody corrects me. So the tailor told his wife, and she in turn told all her friends, and soon the Beuve herself had heard that she had been found out. And that week, nearly all the cattle in the countryside sickened and died. Next Sunday, the priest carried with him to the service a bottle of holy water and the tailor's shears. After a short time, he looked through the finger holes of the shears and saw the Beuve present. He called on the people to follow him and set off in pursuit of her as she ran to the hill. Soon she sat down on a stone, thinking herself to be invisible. But the priest, with the aid of the shears, saw her, and poured the holy water round the stone in a circle from which she could not get out. She cried for mercy, promising to turn all the stones into gold if he would set her free, but as the cairn grew higher, he only answered by calling to his flock. Cuireadh oiribh cire, clach son gach marsh. Put on her a stone for every cow she killed. At the end of the last century, the laird of the surrounding district was in want of stones for drains which he had cut. Carn na Boyev was ready to hand, and stone by stone it was demolished. No remains of the fairy were found, and contrary to local expectation, her race appears to have taken no revenge. Yep. Welcome, Kitty Cat Herder, to the stream. You're just time for a couple of selected Highland folktales. I'm actually going to change the stream info, because we're not doing Duolingo anymore. We're doing just chatting, I guess. I don't anticipate to be reading many more stories tonight, but we'll see. I kind of feel like reading a ghost story. Let's have a look at the ghost stories. Let's see what we have available. Ghost of Ashentully. Appointment. We've already read that one. The Eavesdropper. Ooh. Green Lady of Newton. Let's read the Eavesdropper. This account of an Inverness-shire haunting is included by the courtesy of the late Mr. J.W. Herries, J.P. Edinburgh. The following story of the haunting of a Highland house was told to me by a well-known Edinburgh businessman. The house is situated on the shores of Loch Ness. It is a fine old residence, approached by an avenue of trees, and when built some time before the Battle of Culloden in 1746, it must have been a handsome and notable building. A few years ago, the narrator of the story spent a fortnight in the house. After being in residence for a day or so, he began to be aware that there was something unusual about the house. The people in the district gave him this impression. He sensed an attitude of expectancy or curiosity. At the local post office, for example, he had been asked in what was intended to be a casual way if everything was all right, and how he enjoyed staying in the big house. He left after a fortnight, feeling distinctly, from a variety of causes, that there was something out of the ordinary about the place. His friend, a grim, dour lawyer, stayed on. In a few days, something occurred to justify the subtle impression created. The lawyer and other members of his household were awakened one night by the most blood-curdling screams. The sound, for which there was no explanation whatever, made a deep impression of all of them. There was something tragic and inexpressibly distressing in the cries, something which completely upset all who heard them. It was one of the most unnerving sounds that the lawyer had ever listened to. They were glad when their holiday came to an end. Apparently, this was not an isolated instance, and it fully explained the furtive inquiries and attitude of the people in the village. The lawyer made investigations, and was told a story traditionally associated with the house. The story was that in one of the large rooms of the house, a number of Highland chieftains were discussing their plans on the night before the Battle of Culloden. Their talk, of course, was secret. In the course of their sederant, one of them was attracted by a slight sound behind the panelling. He went to investigate and found a young woman, understood to be the daughter of the house. She was dragged out and put to death. It was only on hearing this story that the lawyer remembered an incident on the party's arrival at the house. One of the ladies, on entering one of the rooms, had a shivering feeling and became very upset, exclaiming, "I do not like this room." It was afterwards discovered that this was the room in which the tragedy took place. Ooh. That's quite a good one. Quite an effective story. What's this one? The Mystery of Sandwood. I think we read this one already. Yeah, I think we read that one. Let's read... let's read The Killiecrankie Ghost. Killiecrankie being a place or a family name, not just a description of the ghost. I don't think the ghost himself is Killy and Cranky. So, in 1689, Graham of Claverhouse, lately created Lord Dundee, hung with a band of Highlanders on the mountains of Athole in order to prevent General Mackay from taking possession of Blair Castle. On the night previous to the Battle of Killiecrankie, Dundee had retired to his tent to enjoy a few hours of sleep. While he slept, a man with his head crimsoned with blood started up before him and bade him arise. Graham rose upon his elbow, but, seeing no human being in his tent, again addressed himself to sleep. Soon after, however, the same figure seemed to rise before him, and pointing to its own bloody head, sternly ordered Dundee to remember Brown of Priest Hill. The commander, starting up to his feet and laying his hand upon his sword, demanded of the guard nigh the door of his tent if any person had been seen to enter. On being assured of the contrary, he again composed himself to rest, not, however, without some palpitation. On falling asleep the third time, however, the same awful personage arose before him, and advancing close to his pillow, more sternly cried, "Arise!" and pointing to the plain of Killiecrankie, which lay at some distance beneath, cried, with a stamp and a frown, "I'll meet thee yonder." Dundee attempted to sleep no longer, but calling up a Highland chief, related to him the strange visits he had received, ordering the chieftain, however, never to reveal the secret, if the coming battle should prove the Highlanders successful. Sorry, I need to read that sentence again. Dundee attempted to sleep no longer, but calling up a Highland chief, related to him the strange visits he had received, ordering the chieftain, however... Okay, so he told his friend about it. Okay, that's all I needed to say. It is recorded by history that, on the forenoon of the day on which the Battle of Killiecrankie was fought, Dundee never would descend from the mountains, although his men were somewhat galled by the fire of Mackay's troops, and a Highlander now and then falling at the feet of his fellows. Whether he had any secret dread of disaster, or whether he wished no close encounter to commence until sunset, when his troops, if defeated, might find shelter in the mountains, would never be known. It was, however, nigh to sunset when he suffered or ordered his impatient Celts to fall upon the forces of Mackay. Like the burst of an atoll torrent, their onset was irresistible. In a few moments the forces of King William were defeated and beginning to fly, when a shot perforated the side of Claverhouse, while lifting his arm to point the pursuit of the flying enemy. A little after, he fainted and fell, and in the very moment of victory, the cause of the abdicated Stuart was lost forever. The shade of Priest Hill also had its revenge. Like the spectre which summoned Brutus to Philippi, the more awful Eidolon of Brown had its triumph even in the hour of victory, instead of the gloom of the offender's defeat. The hordes of the Highlanders fled, as if in exile, to their native mountain fastnesses. Mackay, though defeated, enjoyed the substantial victory, and a little grey stone was erected to mark the spot where the victorious persecutor breathed his last. The grey-haired grandsires of Athole yet recites to the southern traveller the awful dreams which disturbed the repose of the bloody Claverhouse, and the confidant to whom these dreams were entrusted held himself no longer bound to secrecy after the blood of his comrade had crimsoned the battlefield. That's quite a classic story. Quite a good one. I like that one. Okay, we'll do one more. So, we've done fairies, we've done ghosts, so should we do witchcraft, should we do monsters, should we do merfolk? What are we in the mood for? Witchcraft, monsters, merfolk, those are the three categories. While other people are deciding, I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm just going to have a quick look at the... No, there's not a proper list of stories, I don't think. Oh, no, there is. Excuse me one sec. Okay. If there's no preferences, I think I'm going to go for a witchcraft story. So, let's have a look. Officially famous enough to get spam. Oh, I was getting spam long before I was Twitch famous. But I guess I'm a little bit flattered. That's like the 6th or 7th bot account I've had to block. Right, shall we do? I think I've read The Witch That Could Tale. Landmarks. Let's read The Witches of Strathardle. So, many years ago, a young man named Robert Wallace, son of a crofter, lived in a small cottage at the foot of a steep hill in the on the Kirkmichael Glenshee Road below Tonloyd, near a ford, now spanned by a stone bridge. On the Alt Menech, locally known as the Dunny Burn, fell in love with a young man named a crofter near. Okay, no, the sentence actually doesn't make sense. But yeah, okay, so Robert Wallace fell in love with a beautiful girl called Christina Rattray, who lived in the village of Kirkmichael. Her cousin, Jessie Cameron, who was also in love with Robert Wallace and who was supposed to possess the Black Art, a gift from a Glenshee witch, conceived an ill will towards Christina and made a a clay image or body as a means of effecting the destruction of her cousin. Robbie preferred the prettier of the girls, but the other loved him so much that she determined to destroy her rival. So Jessie made the corp of clay resemble Christina's human body and stuck pins in it. With every pin inserted, she pronounced an incantation. To ensure that Christina should die a lingering death, Jessie took care to see that the pins should not touch the area where the heart was supposed to be. She then carried the corpse to the Dunny Burn one night and placed it in the running stream near the usual trysting place, where the burn rushes down a glacier rut for about 80 yards. There is a small waterfall at the head of the channel, through which the burn gushes, and this particular stretch of stream is locally known to this day as the Witch's Pool. The corpse was made as hard as possible at first, but when Jessie placed it in the pool, by and by the current began to wear it away. And as it crumbled under the force of the water, so did the person represented begin to become weak and lean, and at last became so ill that she had to take to her bed. At the same time, it was observed that a change had come over Jessie, and that her hitherto sweet nature had changed. She was sullen and nervous in temperament, and disinclined to mix in company. The attentions of the lover, her friends, or the doctor failed to restore Christina to health. About this time, a shepherd in the locality, crossing the Dunny Burn in search of a strayed sheep, noticed a corpse cray in the water. He said to himself, "This is nothing but the work of Satan." So taking it out of the stream, he destroyed it. On reaching home, he informed his mother of what he had seen. The old woman at once remarked, "It is just the work of Satan. Some wicked person has done that to destroy our neighbour's beautiful daughter. Say nothing to anyone about it, and you will see she will soon recover." The mother of the shepherd then went to see the sick girl and told her what had been done. The girl had become very weak and was considered to be near her end, but from the day the shepherd had destroyed the clay figure, she improved in health steadily. The jealous girl, at a loss to understand how her scheme had failed, went to ask for the sick one. On entering the cottage, she said, "You are getting better?" "Yes," was the answer. "In his name I am." The wicked girl went away, and on going to the burn where she had placed the figure, she saw that it had been destroyed. She set about making another, but suspicion having been awakened, she was watched. And being caught making it, she was seized and tried for witchcraft and found guilty. but as she refused to confess her guilt and pled for mercy, it was decided that she should undergo a certain test by which she might prove her innocence. She was dragged to the Dunny Burn, bound hand and foot and secured by a chain to an iron ring firmly embedded in the garnet rock of the Witch's Pool and completely immersed in the water. Should she survive the ordeal overnight, her innocence would be proved. As she sank into the icy depths, she solemnly chanted a Gaelic invocation to the Witch of Glenshee. Suddenly, a raven alighted on the topmost ledge of rock, and a great black storm-rack cloud obscured the treetops, followed by a gale. That night, a tremendous thunderstorm burst forth over the Strath, believed to have been the fiercest on record. One peal of thunder alone, it is said, reverberated amongst the hills for over an hour's duration. Over and above the roar of thunder and the noise of the tempest, the fiendish snarls of the infuriated Glenshee witch, who was supposed to have power over storms, echoed through the darkness. In the morning, it was found that one of the vivid flashes of fork lightning had split the garnet stone into fragments, and no trace of Jessie Cameron could be found in the swollen waters of the Dunny Burn, nor has any trace of her body been found to this day. Apparently, the Glenshee witch had successfully rescued her prototype and conveyed her away to the heights of Mount Blair. To this day, the hill road leading down to the Dunny Burn is known as Robbie Wallace's Brae. There we go. That's a good one. That's a good one. That. All right, so I'm gonna read. That's Highland Folktales for now. I'm gonna read one from a different book quickly. Let me just turn my face off. Boop. So we've got. Do we do Iceland or do we do all over the world? Gaelic philosophy. Well, I'm not really in the position to teach that sort of thing, but my dad has a lot of books on theology, and he owns not one but 2 Gaelic Bibles. So there's that. Shall we do? I'm not sure I like any of these stories. We'll do one from the Icelandic book. I know philosophy and theology are very different fields, but Child in the Awful Man. So we're going to read one from this book of Icelandic folk tales and legends today. Shall we do? Oh, there's a section on how to raise the dead. Sounds useful. Oh, hang on. Here's a nice one. So, have any of you ever seen Hilda? Hilda is a great show. You should go and watch Hilda. It's like an animated. It's been described as paganism for kids. It's got a really lovely colour palette. It's like these soft autumnal colours. There's some very distinct colour theory. But it's Scandinavian folklore and mythology, but through the lens of like... it was written by a British person, I think. And like it's a magical world as experienced through the eyes of a really curious child. So yeah, my recommendation for today, everybody just go and watch Hilda. There's 2 seasons out right now, and they're working on like I think the plan is to do a big long film to sort of tie everything up, because season 2, spoilers, season 2 ends on a cliffhanger. But yeah, go and watch Hilda after after this stream. So, what we have here in this book of Icelandic folktales and legends is the Tide Mouse, which is the topic of an episode of Hilda. There is another trick for getting wealth which will never fail, which needs less magic, though still some, and this is to have a tide mouse. This is how it is obtained. First, A man takes some hair from a pure maiden, and with it he weaves a net with meshes narrow enough to catch a mouse. This net must be laid in the sea over some spot where he knows there is treasure lying on the sea bottom, for a tied mouse can only be found where there is silver or gold. The net need not lie for more than one night if the spot is well chosen, and the mouse will be in it by morning. So now the man takes the mouse and brings it home, and puts it wherever he means to keep it. Some say it must be kept in a barrel of wheat, others in a box. It must be given wheat to eat, and must lie on maiden's hair. One must take good care that it never slips out, for it always wants to get back to the sea. Next, one must steal a coin and lay it among the hair under the mouse, and the mouse then draws money out of the sea. Every day 1 coin of the same value as that first laid under it, but this latter must never be taken out, or it will never draw out money again. A man who has a tied mouse must take care to get rid of it before he dies, either by giving it to someone else or putting it in the sea, or else he will suffer great agony, and the mouse will go back to the sea of its own accord when the man dies, and this will cause terrible storms at sea. Everyone out at sea will be in dire peril, and there'll be wild storms on land too, strong enough to turn everything topsy-turvy. These storms are thought to be the most dangerous storms of all and are known as mouse squalls. There you go. I like these books. I really like the bits of folklore and mythology that talk about folk magic. Those bits are so interesting to me. Okay, we'll do one more that's actually like more story-ish. We'll do another story-ish one, and this will actually be the last one. I know I've said that about like the last 3, but well, this one looks story-ish. Nope. 500 stories later. Well, at some point I will end up having read the entire book. At that point I'm sure I'll get a copyright strike for it. Let's read Then the Merman Laughed. A merman, says the book, is a dwarf that lives in the sea. There is an old saying in Iceland, which many people use as a proverb. Then the merman laughed. As for how it arose, it is said that a certain farmer drew up in his fishing net a sea dwarf who called himself a merman, with a big head and broad hands but shaped like a seal below the navel. He would not teach any of his magic lore to the farmer, so the latter took him ashore, much against his will. The farmer's wife, a young and lusty woman, came down to the shore and greeted her husband, kissing and fondling him. I'm kind of beginning to regret picking this one. Possibly should have vetted it beforehand. The farmer was pleased and praised her, but drove his dog away with a blow when it came up with the wife to greet him. Then, when he saw that, the merman laughed. The farmer asks why he laughed, and the merman says, "At stupidity." As the farmer was making his way home from the sea, he stumbled and tripped over a tussock. He cursed the tussock heartily, asking why it had ever been sent by the fates to stand on his land. Then the merman laughed, for he was being carried along against his will, and said, "This farmer has no sense." The farmer kept the merman in his house for 3 days. Some travelling merchants came there with wares to sell. Now the farmer had never been able to get boots with soles as thick and strong as he wanted, but these merchants said they had boots of the best quality. The farmer could take his pick among 100 pairs, and still he said they were all too thin and would be in holes in no time. Then the merman laughed and said, "It's clever men that make the biggest fools." The farmer could not get any further words of wisdom out of the merman, by fair means or foul, except on conditions that he took him out to sea again, right back to the very fishing bank where he had been caught, and then he would squat on the blade of the farmer's oar and answer all his questions, but not otherwise. So, after 3 days, the farmer did this, and when the dwarf was on the oar blade, the farmer asked what gear fishermen ought to use if they wanted good catches. The merman answered, "Chewed and trodden iron must be used for the hooks, and the forging must be done where one can hear both river and wave, and the hooks must be tempered in the foam and sweat of tired horses. Use a fishing line made from a grey bull's sinews, and cord from raw horsehide. For bait, use birds' gizzards and flounders, but human flesh on the middle bite, and then if you get no catch, you're surely fey. The barb of a fishhook must point outwards." Then the farmer asked him what was the stupidity he had laughed at when he praised his wife and struck his dog. the merman answered. Your own stupidity, farmer. Your dog loves you as dearly as his own life, but your wife wishes you were dead, and she is a whore. The tussock you cursed covers a treasure destined for you, and there's money in plenty under it. That is why you had no sense, farmer, and why I laughed. And the black boots will last you all your life, for you haven't many days to live. 3 days. They'll last you 3 days. And with this, he plunged off the oar blade, and so they parted. But everything the merman said proved to be true. Ooh, spooky. I like that. Interesting that in Iceland, mermen were like variants of dwarves. That's quite fun. Okay, that is actually the last story. That's the last one you're getting tonight. Get dunked on, jerk farmer. Yep. Okay, so thank you all for joining me. I've had a lot of fun tonight, learning Gaelic and telling some stories. I think I will try and find some other collections of folktales for next week's stream. I might actually reach out on Twitter, see if anybody has any ones they can send me, because it would be fun to curate folktales from different people's from different people. The internet's a wonderful thing, lets you reach out all over the world. So yeah, I might do some reaching out, see if people have some folktales they loved growing up. Yeah, okay. So thank you very much for joining me. I think I've said all that already. Yeah, okay. Join me again on Friday. We'll be playing some games, and then if you're just interested in hearing me tell more stories, next wait, what day is it? Wednesday. Next Wednesday. I'll read you some more stories. Okay. But yeah, it's been really nice having your company, and I hope you have a really nice rest of your day. Really nice. It is Wednesday. I hope you have a nice rest of your day, nice evening, and I hope I'll see you again sometime soon. Right. Chimia Rishchev.